Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And this is the SENCUT Hyrax. And I guess I'm looking at it as, to me, a similar knife to the Icon, except it doesn't have some of the things I don't like about the Icon. This one actually retails for less than the Icon by about $5. Street price is about 40 bucks for the Hyrax. This one, maximum Harbor Freight price, I think, is 49 something. But you can get it with coupons, I guess. So I'm going to call them similar price. Now, the Icon does win on the D2 steel, but the Hyrax with its 9CR18 MOV steel for an inexpensive knife, to me, is plenty good. Both have Spearpoint blades. Now, with the Spearpoint, here's what's going on with the Icon. The Spearpoint is designed, you know, to kind of have that tip in line with the driving force of the handle. But as I hold it, you can see it definitely goes off to the side. If you take a pointer here and lock it in the center of the handle and then run it across the pivot, I'll do it this way here, just like that. That's where the alignment of this knife is, and that's the problem that I have with the shape. I did say, you know, if you can really choke up on it, if you're doing some finer work, you know, or maybe blind work, that's not bad, because this does follow the arc of your palm. However, if I take the SENCUT here and line up, in fact, here's some guide holes right in the center, and then the right through the center of the pivot, you can see that lines up pretty close to right where that, line that up straight, to right where that tip is. And that tip is, you know, very sharp right out in front. That's designed. That's what a Spearpoint blade is for. You wouldn't want a spear, you know, a throwing spear, to have the blade pointed down, because it more than likely will just deflect off of something. And that is one of the dangers here. Another thing was the pocket clip. I didn't like the shape and the position, because if you look at where that pocket clip ends right there, that means about this much of the knife is sticking up. On the other hand, this has a fairly deep carry pocket clip right there. I also pointed out on the Icon the rise in the liner lock. Both have stainless steel liner locks. You can see that the Hyrax is considerably thicker, but it's also lower profile. And this I really felt when I was hanging onto it, because that's where your finger goes. And then here, you know, it's right over the top. So if I'm holding it, look at that. You know, that's what's happening there. Some people have commented they don't notice it, they don't care. That's fine. That's why we have choices. But if I took the Icon knife and then retained the blade shape roughly, the G10 handle, though I do like the carbon fiber inlays, but I like knife colors other than black at the moment, and fix the pocket clip. This Icon does weigh about ½ an ounce less than the Hyrax. I wish the Hyrax, you know, you could get it with maybe a higher quality blade steel, or more a fancier blade steel, maybe a little bit higher performance, but then of course it's going to raise the price. And then this also reminds me of a ZT knife, a zero tolerance knife. I do like ZT knives, but a lot of times they have kind of a reverse edge here, a reverse grind, so they go around and then they come up and down, and I don't like reverse grind blades. I've got a couple, but I don't like sharpening them. They originally would be a little bit better at hanging on into a workpiece, or even a fighting knife might have that, where once you've engaged the opposition of the blade, you end up holding on a little bit better, but that's not what this is for. I do like this is a little thicker, nice lockup, easier to work with gloves. It's a larger size, and that's what always attracted me to ZTs, was just the simple girth of the blade. It was, you know, it satisfied a knife itch, but not necessarily, you know, a practical one. Good solid lockup, good flipping. Whoop, the hand was in the way. There you go. Nice and smooth. It does have those cage ceramic bearings that the whole WE and Civivi and SENCUT knives use. It does have a reversible pocket clip, very stout stainless pocket clip. Good texture here, a little bit of accents with the grind down in the G10, because it's dual layer, green layer on a white layer. So I imagine if you wanted, you could actually modify this yourself. You know, that's one of the fun things about less expensive knives. It is a hollow grind. I don't mind hollow grinds. They're not my preference. I prefer convex grinds. Those are a little more rare until you've sharpened it a bunch of times, and it's kind of a natural evolution of the blade shape, or the edge shape. Compared to the Icon, this just feels better in my hand. Similar price. It fixed a lot of the things. The Icon, yeah, it is still a nice looking knife, but that angle there just throws me off quite a bit, and the pocket clip, I can't take. Other than that, you know, good knife. But I do like that this is similar, but without any of those things I don't like about it. It is a little heavier, like I said, half an ounce more, so it's not a lightweight knife. But again, you're talking a knife that's $40. Would I have any trouble recommending a $40 knife? Well, you know, in this case, no. If that's what you're looking for, just a good solid workhorse, and you like the kind of the features of the Icon, except for a couple of the things, this is a decent choice. Icon, I believe, was made in Taiwan. I think these are made in China, so there is that. But just the girth of the blade, nice big ramp with the jimping there. I wish there was some jimping here, but you don't need it since the blade's disappearing out of your workhorse or your wheelhouse there. I do like the carbon fiber accents, but of course it's not a real carbon fiber handle. And then just the fit in my hand, you know, a little bit bigger hand. But there it is, just an option in case you're looking for something. I know Icon's got a following, and that's, you know, kind of why people might go with it. And the D2 steel. D2's a good steel, tool steel, but this is a kind of a traditional stainless steel. Proven, simple, fairly corrosion resistant, not the greatest edge holding, but good enough for most things. And that big girthy blade. Anyway, so there it is, the SENCUT Hyrax for about $40. And with that, Doc out.